All right, good morning, everybody. My name is Shelly Garcia. I'm a regional director with Optavia, and I am so excited to have my co-hostess of the mostest, Executive Director Veronica Aguilar.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, good morning. Today we're going to be going over, I'm so excited for this. This is our last boot camp of 2017, and this is such a great way, and especially if you're listening to the playback, of really just getting back down to the basics, especially if you're a new coach. From 0 to 5, Go Strong Senior Coach Boot Camp, you're really trying to build up from 0 to 5 clients. So we're going to go over just common questions that a lot of people will have, that a lot of new coaches have. And so again, we just want to get down to the basics and make sure that everyone is following the same system that we have set up for you for success. Alrighty. Okay, so tell us about your health coaching journey. So just quickly, I'm going to go through again. My name is Shelly Garcia. I found program about 8 months ago. I was in a really bad car accident, and before then I was really into fitness and working out at the gym and running 10 million miles a day, but it was just a lot of time that I was spending trying to get my body where I wanted it, and it just wasn't ever happening because I was really missing one of the key factors, which is nutrition. So I found this program about 8 months ago, and I jumped on, and in 3.5 weeks, I lost 15 pounds and 4 dress sizes, guys. Woohoo! And for us women, that's amazing. My husband, he reluctantly joined me, but did, and in 5 weeks, he lost 45 pounds and no longer struggles with high blood pressure. So just a natural progression of being a client that our friends and family started asking us, oh my gosh, what are you guys doing? And we decided to pay it forward and become health coaches. And we've just loved the journey ever since then. And if I could go back and tell myself when I was just getting started, what would I, like, piece of advice that I'd give myself, I'd really just tell you guys and myself, like, guys, there is a system in place. And that's, again, why we're doing this boot camp today. Because really, if you think about it, there's no reason when you first come in as a coach, you don't know anything. You're barely learning the program yourself. And so it's really just coming in and kind of being that fly on the wall. And it's really the best copycat is the most successful. So just follow your mentor coaches, even if it doesn't necessarily make sense to you at that point of what they want you to do, just do it. Because they want you to be successful. And our whole goal, everyone's goal, is to help as many people as possible get healthy bodies, healthy minds, and healthy finances. And so I'm, like I introduced her earlier, Veronica Aguilar, amazing girl, and she has a superstar story. So Beto, take it away.
Good morning, everybody. So I was introduced to program through Shelly. Shelly is my best friend, and after witnessing what she went through her car accident and the amazing success that she had through program, as with everything else, you know, after a little bit of hesitation, I said, why not? And I am incredibly thankful for program. After 6 weeks of being on program, I dropped 20 pounds. And as Shelly said, more importantly, I was able to drop 4 dress sizes. And after just not feeling comfortable in my own body and not having clothes fit the way that it would, not to mention the fact that I had just gotten into an amazing relationship. And you know what happens when you meet somebody? Let's go out for dinner, let's go out for coffee, you know, the usual. You want to spend as much time, and you know, there's a lot of eating and sweets involved. And so while I had put on the happy weight and I was incredibly happy, I was no longer happy with the way that I was feeling, my lack of energy, and just kind of the desire to just come home after a really long day and do absolutely nothing. My eating habits were not great. I have always yo-yoed with my weight. And so I was just kind of comfortable being where I was. And again, I am incredibly thankful to program because I now have the energy to where I am up on a Saturday morning before 8 a.m. And that is not something that would happen in the past. I would normally sleep in until 10:30, 11 o'clock. And that to me was considered getting up early. So the fact that I, again, now have energy and I'm just making better choices and feeling really good about how I feel and what I'm putting into my body, it just makes you feel good all the way around. And again, the amazing network that I have been introduced to through program has also just kind of given me that extra layer of amazingness that I can honestly say I haven't had in a very, very long time. So again, 4 dress sizes, 20 plus pounds, feeling amazing. And after witnessing my journey, my boyfriend actually just jumped on, and he has had a weight loss of almost 55 pounds. So, which is absolutely incredible to watch him on his journey. So again, program works. Obviously, I am walking living proof, and I feel really good. And that's a really great thing to be able to share with you guys. So thank you for letting me share my story.
Woohoo! I love it. All righty. So we're just going to jump in, guys. And what's awesome is make sure if you guys don't have a pen and paper, get a pen and paper, because we're literally going to go over the answers to these questions. And then at the end of the slideshow of Bootcamp, I will unmute everybody and write down any questions that you might have, because we can definitely go over and go more into detail of your specific questions. So the first one, what are the best ways for me to start acquiring my first few clients? Well, definitely, again, this is kind of going to be like a hamster wheel with hearing, get with your mentor coach. Okay. It's really important. Again, that system is in place. You don't need to reinvent that wheel. Get with your mentor coach, because what we're going to do is we're going to start your list. If you haven't heard, we start off with a hundreds list, but sometimes a hundreds list can seem a little overwhelming. So I know that I ask my clients to think of the top 10 people. Like if you were to be in the hospital, who would come and visit you in the hospital? Who's really on your heart? So you're going to make a list of those top 10 people. And then your mentor coach has verbiage that they can send to you that you're going to send out in a text message that literally just says like, hey, I don't know if you know this, but I started this new journey. I've lost some weight. I've decided to pay it forward and become a coach. And I'm wondering if you would help me by training to getting on and just listening about the program to see if it's a good fit for you with my health coach. And that's when you would start scheduling your Explorer calls with your health coach. You want to then like grow that list from 10 to 25. And then you will eventually grow that list to 100. So, but that's definitely the number one first coaching training that I do with my new coaches is I get them on the phone and we list out 10 people, and then we give them the verbiage to send out in the text messages, and then we start by signing up, or not signing up, but getting them on the exploration calls with your mentor health coach. Ms. Beto?
Okay, so everybody's probably wondering, why do I need to have somebody on my support team with me on my initial calls? Well, for lots of reasons. Hey, I like to think that I'm a pretty smart cookie, but I don't have all the answers. And I don't have all the answers because this, for everybody, when I first started, it's uncharted territory. You don't know. And it's incredibly important to know the verbiage, but in order for you to know the verbiage, your mentor coach has to be on the call with you, because by you watching them, you are learning. And so it is incredibly important to have them on, because there will be questions that you don't have answers to. And, the incredible, amazing thing about this program is the layers of support. Because if a client hits you with a question and you don't have an answer, but yet your coach is on the call with you, I guarantee you that your coach is going to have the answer to a very common question. And it's kind of a domino effect. Your client will get their question answered, and you will learn what the answer to that question is. So it is incredibly important that you have your health coaches on the calls with you, because again, they're giving you that extra layer of support. You are learning the verbiage, and you are learning by watching them. So again, sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to get with people's schedules, et cetera, but this community has this amazing support system, and you have to really use it because it's the only way to grow.
Yeah, and I just want to chime in a little bit on that. Just so you know, we're not expertise, we're guides. We're here to guide people. We don't have to be experts. That's why we have nutrition support with the doctors and nutritionists at Optavia. And it's okay to say to someone like, you know what, I'm so brand new. I don't actually have that answer, but my health coach does. And that's what's so awesome, is that I can coach already and learn at the same time. So it's okay to admit that we are not, we don't have all the answers. That's okay. I'm still learning. There's coaches that have been coaching for years that still are learning. And I just love this community, because even if like my mentor coach isn't, my direct mentor coach might not be available, but there's their mentor coach. I mean, there's always coaches available that you can put out into groups, in your support groups on Facebook, and say, hey, is anybody available to help me out? And it's been amazing. I remember when I was new, I had people that I never met before reach out and say, oh, I can help you with a call. So again, it just goes back to the amazing community that we're a part of with Optavia. Okay, so what do I do if they asked for more information, they seem totally interested, and then however they've missed a few of our scheduled appointments, which starts to feel like they're kind of ignoring you, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I love this part, because the one thing that I've never felt like I've done is sold Optavia. And I'm not trying to sell you. So my job isn't to hunt you down or to become that person that when they see you, they're like, oh my gosh, here comes that weight loss girl, and oh my gosh. And they start like unfollowing you on Facebook. We do not want you guys to be that at all. So we literally, once you try, I'd say about three times, okay? Sometimes 4, but 4 for me is pushing it just a little bit. By the 4th time, if they make it and then they just don't show up, or they don't return your calls, it's called, we give them the off the hook. We kind of break up with them. And it's totally okay to do, because you don't want to be that person. So literally, I'll leave them a message and I'll say like, hi, Veronica, this is Shelly. I've tried a couple times to get in contact with you. I know life is busy, but I just want you to know I'm really excited to share this program with you whenever you're ready. So feel free to give me a call whenever is good for you. And I'm not kidding you, when you break up with that person and you take that pressure, and it's like you're not hunting them, because it kind of becomes that, like they start looking at their phone like, oh, she's calling again, she's calling again. But all of a sudden, when you give them off the hook and you kind of break up with them, because you're also kind of setting a boundary that your time is valuable and that what you're doing, you're a busy person too. So, hey, give them off the hook. Whenever you're ready, I'm here for you, and I'm excited to share with you. And I can't tell you how many times people like call back or text immediately and are like, oh my gosh, no, I'm not too busy, I'm so sorry, la 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 la. So it's just because, again, we're not selling. We are just sharing how the program has helped us, whether healthy body, healthy mind, or healthy finances. And we're just seeing if it's a good fit for you, because your success does not depend on this one person that you're trying to reach. There are billions of people out in this world that need your help. So, and everyone will end up coming along, I promise. But I love that off the hook and the breaking up. It works.
Yeah. And just to chime in really quickly on what Shelly was saying, listen, everybody is, life happens, and everybody's kind of everybody's on their own journey. And whether it's because of the holidays or because financially, they just can't at that particular moment in time, regardless, you've planted that seed. You have given them the information. They know that you're on program. They've seen the pictures. Pictures speak for themselves. Pictures speaks volumes, I think, sometimes more than words. Whether you've connected them, you know, they've heard about program. They're watching you on Facebook, whether they're liking your pictures or not liking. You know, everybody knows, you know, just because you're not liking pictures on Facebook doesn't mean you're not looking at pictures on Facebook. So regardless, whether you've made those phone calls, you have planted that seed. And when that person or that individual is ready, they will contact you, because you've already given them you've given them enough. They're curious, and they're going to call and say, okay, so tell me more about this program. So just know that you are planting the seeds and you're watering them with those phone calls. And at some point, they will be calling you to find out more about program, because again, it's not when you're ready for them to be on program, it's when they are ready to start their own journeys.
Amen, sister. Isn't that the truth? And that's something, guys, that we need to remember, that it's not about us. Don't take that personally. I love that you said that, Beto, because it's about them and their journey, not how our egos feel if they're not returning their phone calls right away. Okay, so Miss Vettel.
So what do? After you've done the exploration call, you're kind of like, what now? So obviously before you end your call, you should always find out if they are on Facebook, make sure that you have a really good email address for them, and you ask them to pass the information along to anybody who is on their heart, because obviously everybody's extension of network is different. I don't know the people that you know. They don't know me. You know, it's just kind of like you're establishing a foundation. And in order for you to be able to pass this wonderful information along about program, you have to be able to connect to them. And so in order to do so, again, you need to be able to email them or post something on social media. And then also you should know that there is an amazing connection email that you get sent out on the 1st and the 15th of every month. And if you don't know about these emails, you have to make sure that you connect with your health coach so they can point you in the right direction. Because at this point, this program is so great that you don't have to worry about sending an email to everybody on your list, whoever is on your heart, on the 1st and the 15th of every month. The system automatically does it. And so the only thing that you have to be responsible for is to make sure that you have a valid email so that that information continues to go on. And so again, what are you doing? You're watering that seed that you planted. You're giving them information. You're giving them just enough to be hooked and be interested, but you're not overwhelming them. Like Shelly said, you're kind of in the breakup zone, but you're still connecting with them. So again, you have to make sure that social media is incredibly important. So again, email, the connections email is incredibly important, because it's additional amazing information that if you're not connecting with them directly, they're still getting in their inbox. So again, if you don't know exactly where the connections email is, make sure you reach out to your coaches, because they will obviously point you in the right direction of where to find that and how to get that going.
Amen, sister. I'm loving this. So how do you recommend I keep track of everyone I talk to? Is there a binder system? Yes, there is.
There is.
So what's so awesome is that when I started, when I started Optavia, when I started coaching, they didn't have a binder that they actually gave you. And during last convention, if some of you are new coaches, when you order your coaching kit, you got that amazing, black, beautiful, yummy feeling binder, right? That just totally helps you keep organized and on track. So I have that one, but I have 2 binders. This is what's fun. As you start growing, your binders kind of grow. But our binder system, and again, if you're not familiar with this, we have amazing trainings on binders. And again, get with your mentor health coach. They can totally help you get organized with your binder. But just to kind of quickly talk about what goes in your binder. So every person that you talk to, you're going to fill out a health assessment for. Again, if you don't know what a health assessment is, get with your mentor health coach. You can print them out. We have them in your support groups on Facebook, or your mentor health coach can send you the link. But I'm not kidding you. Every single person that you talk to, well, you don't have to, I don't necessarily carry these around now. Like when I talk to people, you know, I'll remember, I'll take little notes. And then when I get home and I have a couple minutes, I fill this out. I hole punch it and it goes in my binder. And I have different little dividers for, you know, people that are in the works, for people who have just signed up. And then they just kind of, you start organizing your binder because, I mean, look, this binder, I mean, that's a lot of people. And this is like people that I'm working with right now. I have another binder of like past clients who are in maintenance that I still, so as you start growing your business and the more people you talk to, you want to stay organized, guys, because I'm not kidding. When I first started and we were bringing on clients pretty quickly, there was like times where I'm like, oh my God, I totally forgot that I had that person as a client. So, and the key to our program and what really sets us apart from other diet programs is the health coaching and the community and the layering of support. So the binder is definitely important, and don't wait. I think one thing I will admit, I did this as a new coach. I felt like, oh, I can remember everybody. I can remember. And then all of a sudden it kind of starts to get overwhelming. And so that's another piece of advice that I would give to myself, that starting, don't wait until you have your 20 clients. Have that binder and get excited to put that first health assessment in, to put that second health assessment in your binder, the third, the fourth, and to really build it from the beginning. So, because the key to success is staying organized. And I know that that organization is strengths for some people and weaknesses for others. And it's a weakness, but guess what? I'm willing to grow and to personally grow, to better myself and to help my clients. So binder system is a must. And now it comes in your coaching kit, so you don't even have to go out and buy a binder. And also health assessments do come in your coaching kit, but you don't have to wait for that. You can ask your mentor coach and we can get you some printed out. So, but cannot stress that binder.
Yeah, let me just add on Shelly on that. Again, you're right. When you've got two coaches, I'm sure you know just about every detail about that client, their whys, their goals, et cetera, et cetera. But as you start to bring on more clients, the information can become a little overwhelming, and you want to be able to, hey, get on the phone with John and say, hey, John, you're 5 pounds away from reaching your goal weight. While that information may be, what's the word, insignificant to you, the fact that you remember that for John might be the reason why, if he was not ready to, you know, if he's struggling or he's hit a plateau, the fact that you remember that he is 5 pounds away from reaching his goal weight, wow. You know, and you build this amazing community. Just when people start to lose weight, I know it personally fills my love cup. And so to know or to remind people their reasons why is incredibly important. But the only way you're going to remember that when you have multiple clients is to write it down. And so again, I will confess, just like Shelly, that at the beginning, I was not so keen on using the binder because, I'm a pretty smart cookie. Again, I can remember all this information, but again, the information becomes overwhelming. And again, you want to be able to connect with your clients and remember those little important details. And the only reason you're going to do that is if you have a little reminder list. And again, all the hard work has already been done. All you have to do is write it down and you put it in your binder. So again, making those small connections with people can be really key and really important to a lot of the people as they're on their own journey. So just keep that in mind, because again, sometimes just remembering those small little details can be the biggest difference for somebody.
Girl, you could like preach. I love it. Okay, I'm like at church today. Okay, Miss Veronica.
Okay, okay. So we all have those people on our heart. We want everybody to be healthy. It becomes addicting when you feel really good about yourself. And so all you're doing is you're sharing with people. You're letting them know about your business. Because again, sometimes for people, this may not be about weight loss for them. Sometimes it can be, we are healthy minds, healthy bodies, healthy finances. So there are different reasons or different aspects as to why somebody would want to be on program. And you're just letting them know, you're just sharing your story. And, again, you're wanting to share your story because your story, while it may not resonate with somebody, it might resonate with somebody that you don't know. And so you're just wanting to connect with people. And again, this is not a chubby list. It is not about, oh, this person can lose or can afford to lose a few pounds. That is not it. This is, again, there's so much more to program. Healthy minds, healthy bodies, healthy finances. I know you guys have heard this. You will continue to hear this because, again, there is so much more about program. And I don't think you can ever offend anybody by sharing your story. You're just simply sharing your story. That's all you are doing. And again, the only way to connect with somebody is again, I'll go back to John. John won't know what is happening with me or in my life if I don't share, if I don't connect with them. So again, simply talking about it, that's all you're doing. You're just simply talking about it. People won't get offended if you're just sharing, oh my God, I found this incredible program, this amazing support system. So again, it's just you sharing your story. You are not offending anybody in any way. You are just simply connecting. And again, the reasons why you want to introduce people to program, again, doesn't have to be just about the weight loss. It can be for different reasons. Healthy finances, because who doesn't need, healthy finances and healthy body. Again, the trilogy is incredibly important. Healthy minds, healthy bodies, healthy finances. I've said it like 10 times in the last 2 minutes, but it is incredibly important because, again, there are so many other aspects to this program. And again, just by you sharing, you can't go wrong.
And also, guys, I want you guys to think of this. When I first started as a health coach, it didn't hit me that this is a business. This is a business that I'm now a business owner, and my job and my business is getting people healthy. And so just like my mentor coach always says, like, imagine if you opened up a brake shop down the street and you wanted your community to know that you opened up a shop that does brakes on the car. What are you going to do? You're going to reach out and you're going to say, hey, I just opened up a shop down the street. I'd love for you to come by, check it out. And so if you go at it with that way, where if you call up somebody and you say, hey, Veronica, this is Shelly. I haven't talked to you in forever. I'm just so excited. I just lost a bunch of weight and I have so much more energy and I decided to pay it forward. And I'm just kind of calling everybody and letting them know that I became a health coach. And I'm really interested in just helping anybody and everybody regain their health, get off of health-related medications, and just kind of get the word out. Would you mind, if anybody comes on your heart, because people that I don't know. And so it's not like you're picking up the phone saying, yeah, you could lose, 50 pounds, 100 pounds. You need to get off your health-related medications. You're not saying that. You're saying, hey, people that I don't know. And guess what? Most time they're like, oh, well, shoot, I could lose, 20 pounds. I'm always tired. Tell me about the program. So that's a really good verbiage, guys, to really write it down. And the more that you say it, it just becomes second nature. And when you confidently say it, then it won't come across like you're asking them. If you're kind of like, oh yeah, and awkward and uncomfortable, you have to really own what you're saying. And you have to believe that you are calling them to get access to their network, and getting them is a bonus. Okie dokie, what slide are we on? 11. I have people on my heart that I'd like to see get healthy, but I don't want to feel like I'm selling. What should I do? Well, first advice, again, get with your mentor health coach and really work on your verbiage. Because if you feel like you're selling them, then you are. Selling, that word should not even be in your vocabulary. It's all about sharing your story and how program has helped you. And through your excitement, people are not buying this program for the program. They're buying your excitement, because when you run into somebody and oh, hey, Veronica, how you doing? Great. How are you? Oh my gosh, girl, you wouldn't believe this. I just lost a whole bunch of weight and I have so much energy. And, oh, it's just awesome. Well, everybody wants to feel that way. Everybody wants to be excited. Everyone wants to feel good in life. And so it's not necessarily that they're buying or that you're selling. No, you're just sharing how exciting this program and what it's done for you, because again, results speak for themselves. And so if you feel like you're selling, you definitely need to get with your mentor coach and practice verbiage with them, because there might be just a couple words that you need to tweak in your verbiage to just kind of help shift that feeling of selling instead of sharing. We've helped, hundreds of people, and never once have I felt like I've sold them. And it actually really takes the pressure off when you don't feel like you're selling someone. Because then it's like, okay, if it's not a good fit for you right now, that's okay. It might be a no right now, but it's not a no. It's a not right now. Because all those people, when I first became a health coach, who told me no, well, guess what? 8 months later, they're all on program. So just really get that selling out of your vocabulary. Like, do not allow yourself to say that. I think that's such an ugly word, especially when we're dealing with health and our program of what we have to offer. Just really, like, if you start thinking selling, tell yourself that's intrusive. I'm not selling. I'm sharing my story and my excitement and how this program has affected my life. And when you have that attitude, that ickiness that people are like, oh my God, here comes that person, it falls away. And it's contagious when you share and you have that passion for how this has affected your life. Miss Veronica? Oh, I can't hear you. Hold on. You got muted. Hold on. Why can't I unmute you? Oh gosh, we were doing so good. Hold on. Unmute. There. Okay, you need to swipe. There you go.
Okay.
Woohoo!
Sorry. There. Are we there?
Yes.
Okay. So sorry, we're on slide 12. That's where we are.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Sorry. Okay. Oh, sorry. There we go. Okay. So when do you start using Facebook or social media? Immediately. But you have to make sure that you connect with your health coaches, because like Shelly said, there is verbiage that we have in place that just works. And if you don't know about that correct verbiage, you want to make sure that you're using the correct verbiage. So you want to, again, we're not trying to recreate the wheel. It's already been invented and it works really great. But for example, if you're ready to have somebody's grand opening on Facebook and on social media, you want to ensure that you have all of the elements, whether it's specific verbiage, whether it's the disclaimers on the pictures, whatever it may be, you want to make sure that you have all the key components, especially for somebody's grand opening. So again, if you're not familiar with it, if this is all brand new, you're like, what are you talking about? What verbiage? What elements? You have to make sure that you connect with your mentor health coaches so that they can point you in the right direction. Because again, we're not trying to recreate the wheel. You know what they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We're not trying to fix it. And not to mention, it takes the pressure off of the work that you have to do, because it's already been done and it works. So again, you have to make sure that you are using the correct verbiage. You want to make sure that all of the key elements are there when you're posting on social media, because again, this is you planting the seed. And so again, while social media is obviously something that we all depend on, we want to make sure that we're using it correctly, obviously to be able to reach people who might be a little hesitant. Or like Shelly said, there are those key words that will resonate with certain people that while they might not be interested, there might be that one word that you use that like, okay, I think I'm ready to learn a little bit more.
Yeah, and just guys, one thing, especially when you're new, I mean, we typically start with a weight loss journey in this program. And when you do a Facebook grand opening, you don't want to necessarily run to Facebook or social media right in the beginning, because guess what? Social media and Facebook, it can run dry. And so we don't want you to be totally trained on just using your social media. That's why we talk about making that 10-person list, that 25-person list, your hundreds list, to really, they say that each person knows over 600 people by their first name. So we really want you guys to be creating and used to, hey, picking up the phone and getting that word out. But definitely when it is time, that time is different for everyone. It really depends on your journey. My Facebook grand opening, I did in 3.5 weeks because I hit my goal. My husband, Gabriel, he did his in 5 weeks. I have other clients who it's been 2 months, 3 months. So it's all personal, but definitely before you post anything, especially your first time. I have a coach, she's an executive director, and she literally just texted me last night at like midnight, hey, would this be okay to post? And I love that, because she's still aware like that she's learning. So definitely get with your mentor coach before posting anything on social media. We have a disclaimer that needs to be a picture disclaimer that needs to be put on. There's a way that we invite people to hear about the program. So all these things that are really important and imperative to creating the best success for you guys. Okie dokie. So if there's one piece of advice you would give me, what would it be? Again, hamster wheel right here. I mean, follow the system, guys, that is already in place for you. I mean, we have a system for how you post on Facebook. And if you haven't heard of that, get with your mentor coach. It's posting, because you don't want to just be that health person now on social media. You still want to be who you are. So like I post in the morning, I'll post a before and after picture. Then a couple hours later, I'll do an inspirational quote. Then a couple hours after that, I'll post a picture about the kids. And then after that, I post a picture about the weather or something random. So people are still seeing normal me instead of just, you know, oh, this crazy health coach girl. Because again, you don't want to become that person. But we literally have systems in place for everything. You have to be coachable. You will only be as successful in this business as willing as you are to personally grow. So personal growth is really big, and being coachable and listening to your health coach, kind of dropping that ego that it's okay that you don't know everything, that you are learning something new. And I love this. I mean, the best copycat wins. Whether it makes sense to you or not, just do it anyways. And because your coaches, again, are just there to help you grow and help as many people as possible. Miss Veronica?
This is a fantastic, fantastic tool. For example, when you have a new client that joins program, on the night before call, you should have them text 99000. Oops, sorry, 990. Yeah, sorry. And what this amazing tool, this is amazing. What this tool does is, just a couple of weeks ago, you had to send daily messages to all of your clients. Well, guess what? By having your new clients sign up on this text, they will automatically get day 1 through 8 of auto text messages, which are obviously super important because they are incredibly helpful. Again, they've kind of taken the work away, and you are still giving your client all the wonderful tools and valuable information that they're going to need as they start their health journey. And as we very well know, that wonderful little spiral-bound book that comes in their initial starter kit, that 5x7 book is something that every client you should remind to keep open to page 18, 19, where it lists the amount of protein that they should be having and the type of how many greens they should be having. These are all tools that are only going to make your clients continue to be successful on their journey. The support calls, daily check-in calls. Again, this is just, I can't stress enough how important every step is, and these tools are available to all of us. So you have to make sure that you are using them, because again, everything, every client is different, but again, all of these tools are so incredibly helpful, but they're only helpful if you are using them. So you have to make sure that you are going over all of these things with your clients to make sure that they are successful on their journey. And again, as you're going through all of this, you are learning yourself, because again, this is a learning journey for all of us on program, because again, we don't know everything. We don't have all of the answers. We are guides. So as a guide, you should make sure that you are using the guides that are provided for you on program to make sure that you are helping your clients on their particular journey. So just, again, the resources are there. Just make sure that you are really utilizing them to help our clients move forward and be successful.
Yeah, guys, and this text, Optavia 30 to the 99000 is amazing. I mean, I remember I used to have to the iPhones don't have where you can schedule text messages.
They don't.
The Androids you can, but it's so nice to just kind of take that one thing off, and that they've had this program for us. So, okay, so let's stop recording, because now it's time for some fun questions. Hold on one second.